Welp, I need some thoughts again. For real this time. But seriously though, I don't laugh that easy. What is up, you guys? It's me, P. Manley. Oh god, that is not my uniform. Alright, hold on one moment. Alright, that is much better. Alright, for those of you who may be wondering why I'm wearing a Wentz jersey, it's because I got that jersey last night, though. It was my birthday party. Oh yeah, and today's my birthday. Yay! So recently, there has been a bit of a weird situation so far. Because you want to know why? Well, I'll tell you why, though. So, recently we have the Eagles game, okay? So, we got the Eagles game. And then right after that, we also got the Raiders versus the Jets game. And also, we have, yep, you guessed it, the weird moment I have, ever seen in the first half. So, yeah, you gotta stay tuned for that. And it starts right now on my brand new series called Football Mania. Football Mania! Alright, so welcome to the first ever episode of Football Mania. I lowered the lighting because of that lamp. And yes, this is my first time wearing a jersey, though, because I haven't actually wore a jersey before. So this is the first time I'm wearing this. It looks kind of pretty cool, to be honest. I kind of actually love the colors in this one. Alright, let's talk about the Eagles game. Okay? We all know it sucked, but not sucky enough on the fourth quarter, to be honest. So, all I haven't heard is that, can the Eagles come back? And sadly, they couldn't. Even though the Eagles still lost, they did do a good punt return by Jalen Rager. So, you might ask yourself, okay? You might ask yourself, okay? 2 questions. You might ask. Will Jalen Hurts be the starting quarterback for the remainder of the season, weeks 14 to 17? And will the Eagles avoid getting their worst record of all time since 2012? There are so many questions. And I will remember too, because even though they're not going to the Super Bowl and so far eliminated from the playoff contender, I just hope they might as well get well soon, though, because of too much injuries. I mean, Zach Ertz has returned. Yeah. Oh yeah, speaking of the Eagles, it's time to go to the most, and even though the worst game for New York Jets fans since I waited for the Raiders, it's time for the Raiders versus the Jets game. Let's go. Raiders versus the Jets game. Okay, so this is the Raiders and Jets game, and we all know how it ends. Like this. Yep, a game-winning touchdown by Derek Carr. I am very sorry for the laziness because I forgot what the Raiders and the Jets game was like. So, which means I'm not going to show what happened since I haven't watched the game because I was busy trying to watch the Browns and the Titans game. So, I'm very sorry about that. Alright, let's go to the weirdest thing that happened on the first half, and we're going to check right now. The weirdest thing happened on the first half, and I am not even surprised. This is no clickbait. This is actually real. 5 points and 0 points. So 0 points for the Giants and 5 points for the Seahawks. Man, this is one of the weirdest things that I've ever seen in my life. Alright, I'm playing Lennis and Lucy because you want to know why? It's time for the final scores of the football games. All announced Sunday Night Football, next day, probably. Alright, so let's go. Alright, we got New Orleans Saints battling against the Atlanta Falcons. So I choose the Saints, and the Saints won. 21-16. And I didn't expect the Browns to lead the game like that, though. But it was a close game, though, when the Titans tried to make a comeback. And I voted for the Browns, so they win the game, surprisingly. 41-35. Next, we have the Detroit Lions battling against the Chicago Bears. And disappointingly, I voted for the Bears because my mother was actually a Bears fan when it all started with the, the Fog Bowl. It was like a long time ago, to be honest. Anyways, I chose the 1-1 because the Lions actually won the game 34-30. I don't understand why, though, to be honest. Next up, we got the Bengals battling against the Dolphins. It wasn't actually a close game, to be honest. It was just... okay! So I went for the Dolphins, and they win the game. 19-7. Which is why the Cincinnati Bengals were like, oh, I'm gonna win the game, okay? I'm just gonna win. And they realized Joe Burrow had a season-ending injury, so yeah. Alright, moving on. Jacksonville Jaguars battling against the Minnesota Vikings, and surprisingly, I would have put the Vikings. Which means the Vikings won the game 27-24. And it's the Indianapolis Colts battling against the Texans. And the stupid fourth quarter with the safety by the Colts, they win the game 26-20. Las Vegas Raiders and the New York Jets, as I mentioned earlier, they won the game 31-28. Next up, actually I did mention it earlier, so the New York Giants won 17-12. Los Angeles Rams. I choose the Los Angeles Rams, though, just so you know. And also the New York Giants and the Seattle Seahawks, I voted for the Seattle Seahawks. So, I voted for the Rams, and they won 38-28. New England Patriots and the Los Angeles Chargers. I know what happened next. A shutout win. 45-0. I was expecting that to happen. I voted for the Philadelphia Eagles, and Green Bay won the game. Yeah, I was expecting Green Bay to win, though. I was rooting for the Eagles. I thought they were going to win at first. So, the final score for the Green Bay Packers and the Eagles was actually 30-16. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that shutout win, though, from the Patriots. It actually started a good thing, though, to be honest. Because Cam Newton from the Patriots is actually doing good so far. I mean, they might have a chance of getting them to the playoffs, though, if they have their season score of 9 wins to 7 losses. Because if they are in the playoffs, they are still moving on with their playoff streak. If not, their playoff streak is over. So anyways, that is all for now. My name is P-Man and Lee, signing off for now. And thank you all so much for watching Football Mania, and I'll check you in tomorrow.